Alright guys, so Matt here. Gonna do my in the bag real quick. This doesn't take too long. But so with the FAPT challenge, the Fantasy Pro Tour challenge between Darren Allen and I, we basically what it is, we each choose one manufacturer. We only throw their discs made by them. We choose two MPO players, an FPO player, and then as we play and the pros play, we get points based on finishes and whatnot, other little bonus things here and there, just like this in the bag as a bonus. At the end of the year, we will have a little trophy to give, a couple of little things, maybe do a guy's trip or something for some disc golf. But here I am. Darren has done one in the bag already. Alan has not joined us as of yet. Or maybe he has, I don't know. But I'm going to go over the discs I have in my bag as of today. I went ahead and chose Prodigy. Wanted to change things up. Threw nothing but Innova for a while in Discmania. Just because that's what I knew. I just didn't want to deviate too much. Call me a fanboy, whatever, I guess. Love the plastic, love the numbers, love knowing how they flew. So, chose Prodigy, changing things up. Thank you to my sponsor, Darren. Love you, man. And yeah, as far as the pros, I went with Kevin Jones, Sepa Bayou, and of course Katrina Allen. Although I did probably make a little bit of a mistake by not picking Chris Dickerson. That guy plays every weekend and has 50% wins wins over all of his tournaments he's played, something like that, some crazy number. But it's okay. This is an experiment. We'll see how it goes. Maybe next year I'll change it up, stay the same. But I'm going to start off with the putters. I used to throw KC Pros, Big Bead, AVR stuff. I decided to really switch it up and go with beadless PA2s. I have decided to go with the PA2s in the 350G plastic. I love the fact that they are firm, like I had my KC Pros, just stiff, but they still have that grip. Because I have very dry hands in the morning when we play, so it's nice to have that extra little bit of grip. Just get all if I need to, but not really needing that too much. Fly pretty straight. Had no issues in the wind when I've played Goat so far, or Reedy, so not really too worried about that, but definitely loving the feel of the PA2s. Might switch in, might go back down to 300, depending on the course, for that softness, like Brangle or something, but most likely not. I think I'm pretty much going to stick with the 350G. Put in my little pouch right here that I carry. Next are the upshot kind of throwing putters. I'll probably throw those sometimes. I may even throw in a 400G plastic one for driving, but right now I don't really think I need it. After playing Goat recently, I found that so far the best upshot putter I've ever thrown that just stays straight, has very little fade, again, very floaty to me. Darren, you'll get that, is actually surprisingly the PA4. Again, I know this is mirrored, but pause it, look at it, I don't know. Watch it in a mirror, but PA4, through this 400G one, very pretty, marine, blue, green, but again, just throw it straight, it goes straight, put a little bit of angle on it, it still doesn't really want to fade, it kind of just wants to hold that, and then barely fade at the end. I'm also going to throw in a 300G plastic one because, again, that grip, that tackiness, depending on where I'm playing, I may need the disc to be a little more tacky than than this one. So my two main courses of playing are Kit and Morley. Lots of hard pan, lots of dirt, so I need something that's going to really stick. So PA4s, throwing putters, amazing, love them. Who knows, maybe I'll switch over to putting with them. I kind of messing with them the other day and really love, again, how straight they are. But, again, PA2s, awesome. Now we're going to get into the real grinders, especially the courses I play, the mid-ranges, slash approach discs. I've got a few here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably too many. I'm already at 10 discs, yikes. But start off with the most understable one. I'm going to go with the M4. Really digging the M4. I love beadless putters. Beadless mid-ranges. So if you see that, there is no bead on that bad boy. It kind of reminds me of the MD that I used to throw a lot, just as far as the shape. It's not really beveled. Still isn't rounded, but not beveled, not rounded. It's a good in-between. put on an ante, hold an ante, throw it straight, throws it straight, put a little hyzer on it, might pop up a little bit, and eventually fade. Got two of them in here. I'm thinking I might go down to one, especially because this clear one is, I don't want to lose anything here. But we'll see how it goes. But I love the feel of the M4s. So when there's not too much wind, I just need to throw something straight. Boom, gonna do that. Love that. Next, more stable mid-range is going to be, I'm skipping over the M3, not because I think it's a bad disc. I actually really like it. It goes straight. But for me, I don't have this tendency to be very good at finesse. So something that can kind of hold the power that I'm throwing. M2s. This is the beefier of the two. Then there's this one that's just really pretty and flat. You can see that pretty flat overall. Beveled edge. Not, again, no bead, so I like that, but the beveled edge was kind of weird, different for me, but I really enjoy the M2. I can just hammer down on it flat and it just goes. This one I can get a little bit of turn if there's some wind, but for the most part it's going to come back and it's going to fade in. Love it. I can even throw these ones on a little bit of a little sidearm, little hyzer. It pops up, gets a little drift, and then comes back and fades. So really digging those right now. Next, for that mid-range approach game, gonna go beefy. Not as beefy with this first one. It's a very interesting one. It's the A4. You can hear my dogs just barking up a storm over there. It has a bead, as you can see, but it's almost flat. It's very weird. But I love that it is stable. I can put it on a hyzer. It's gonna hold hyzer. I could throw sidearm on it, can pop up and maybe get a little bit of turnover on it, but for the most part not. It also whistles or chirps because of the way that that rim is when I throw it on sidearm. It's kind of funny. But then what I love about this one, especially out of the three that I've thrown, I throw it against the grain and it takes nice and long time coming out of it, goes straight, and then fades off, and it's amazing. Very great approach disc. Might change the plastic, again, depending on where I'm at, but honestly, I think this one, the 400G, is money for that. Now, for the beefcake, I'm going to go ahead and throw the A2. It doesn't say it on it, but as you can see, it is flat. If you look at the rim, you know it's an A2. I don't think I've ever thrown a more beefcake of an approach disc. I mean, I've thrown zones, rats, justice. I don't know how else to describe it other than you throw this thing flat, it wants to dump. You throw it on an ante, it really wants to come out and dump. You throw it on hyzer, it just stays. It doesn't come up. I made the mistake with playing a reedy, trying to throw on a hyzer, thinking I can get it to push forward and then hyzer out. It just went straight hyzer, went boom. Oops. But really digging it right now. This is in, I believe, the 300 plastic, and I'm probably going to use this one the most because it has the most grip and tackiness to it. So again, when I'm playing this place is a little more hard pan or less grass, this will stick more. I do have there's a Glow 400G plastic, I believe, that I really love the feel. It's even more stable than this one, but again, that skip away is not something. I love the forehand approach more than the backhand approach when I'm at that 150-200 mark, and this is something that I'm going to use instead. If I have the option to do it, I'm going to throw a sidearm. But beef. Who got rid of the beef? Alright, so now moving into some of the other workhorses, the fairway drivers. Got a few here. Again, I think I'm going to be working some things in and out. I have 3 different fairway drivers. I'm probably going to drop down to 2. After maybe playing Morley a couple more times to really see which ones work the best for me. But we'll go with Flippy. I've thrown these a couple times, really love it. F7 reminds me of my 170 gram beat-in leopard, star leopard. Man, hyzer up, still gets over. Super hyzer kind of stands up. Put it on an ante, basically gonna be a roller. Love it. Thrown both. I like both. Again, maybe I'll just go into one because, again, look how clear this thing is. Never going to find it. That's in a bush somewhere. Unless I have a bunch of people helping me look. So, yeah, F7. Done there. Now, down to the next one. I am looking at F3s to get still a little bit of flip, but not to flip over as much. I've thrown all 3 of these, and I'll kind of go from stable to least stable. There's this 750, beautiful. You can see that stamp. Oh man, look at that. Ooh, it's very pretty. F3. Love the color of this one. Thank you, Matt Buckley, for trading me for this bad boy. Love it. And then this is mine that I got. You can kind of see some smokiness in the middle there, almost like a 4-leaf clover. This one especially I can throw here, pop it up, and gets a little bit right to right, but it'll always come back left. I kind of like discs that do that. Just throw them flat, they get a little turn and come back, or I can kind of get them to flip up. Again, for the courses that I play mostly, it's going to work the best. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So F3s are kind of in the bag tentatively right now. But then the one that is going to be in the bag the most, and probably used the most out of the fairways for the most part, F1. Love the F1. I got these 2 here. I think there's another one I might just throw in instead. Darren said they were kind of like the way he described them, a beat-in, kind of like Sexy Bird, Sexy Firebird, and I can't disagree with him. I've thrown this one against the grain on the sidearm, good amount of torque. It held for a while, came back, and then once they get that skip, throwing them flat, they just go straight. Really digging these 2 for sidearms and backhands. Maybe some flex shots coming over the top, but just see that flat to hyzer finish, which is what I tend to throw a lot, will be great. So F1s, yeah, definitely dig those 2. Now into the more, these 4 are probably going to be the main workhorses of my bag, again, because I play at Kit and Morley. You don't need too much distance overall, even on the deepest places. Pin 5's pin deep left, straight, whatever. 19's deep, 11, but even 11, it's more about finesse for that one than anything else. There's just not a lot of distances needed there. And even with Kit, same thing up there with hole 11, hole 14. You can get there in 2 shots with any one of these, or 1 shot. We'll start with the understable stuff, especially after throwing these at GOAT. I really enjoyed them. The H3 V2. I have a Spectrum one here that's really pretty. It's max weight 176, and this is a 174. Funny thing, this one's flippier. This one isn't. They will still throw them here. They will still ride up. This one just tends to get a little more drift over. This one just will flip up right straight and then dump off. Really love that. One of the things I'm having trouble too with my form is that I'm coming through with my elbow and then I'm rolling it, not rolling, I guess I'm pulling it over instead of pulling it straight through. So these will be letting me know when I screw up the most. And that's a big thing for me. I got really trying to work on that form. Hi Luna. Come here, baby. Come here. See my baby dog Luna? She's, woo, you turned, let's see, 20, well, yeah, you're 8 years old. Mwah. Anyways, she's love my loonies. And then Gunner, come here, buddy, up. And then we got the big boy, Big Roddy Mix. Oh, he's turning 6 this coming month. This is in February. Sorry, a little interruption. Gotta give the dog some love. But anyways, so H3V2, got a couple other ones might work in and out, but right now these 2 are my favorite by feel and by flight. Really can run high on those for some distance slash fading off. But for even a little bit more distance, I tried this out at GOAT, really liked it. Gets a little bit of turn on, but not so much, is the H2V2, so a little more wind. I'm probably going to throw this. Again, I'm only throwing it a couple times, so not a lot to talk about. Going to try it out. May put it in, may take it out, just depends. But really the one that I'm loving, and I'm probably going to try and buy some more of myself, the H1 V2. This thing is beautiful. This one is beat in a little bit, so thank you, Darren, for that. But I threw it on 14 at Kit. There's always a little headwind. It just popped up and went straight. I parked the short position. Not that I made the putt, but just the fact that it did that and I didn't have to worry about it flipping over or anything. It held the wind really well. Love it. Money, money, money. So, sorry, actually, that's got me how much time in there? 14 minutes. Whew. I'm way ahead of my last video. So right now, that's pretty much the bag for Morley and Kit. Kit, maybe some slight tweaks. Might be some slight tweaks to the mid-range, to the fairways, but that's the bag for when I go to Morley. That's actually not too many discs. If I think about it, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So about 21 discs with the putters. I could probably drop. I'm definitely gonna be dropping that more because I have the workhorses. I'm just paranoid and always carry 2 or 3 of each one in case something happens. You just never know. The discs disappear like crazy. Now, when I go play Reedy, when I go play Goat, when I go play even probably Mountain Pride, there's a couple holes I'd want to throw these on, depending on the pin position, or any long distance courses. Huntington Beach wouldn't be a bad one because of the wind, so these might be thrown a little bit more on a couple of holes. La Mirada on a couple of them, but really, again, those are the main ones. But these are going to be the workhorses for that big D. So, really loving these 750G D3s. These things are money. I can get them to flip up, ride straight, throw them flat again without any wind in my face coming at me. They will ride straight. With a little bit of wind, they're going to be flipping over. I'm not going to only throw these into the wind, but a big tailwind, big Sky Annie to come down, float, and glide, and listen to that. I got that heartbeat going, so really loving these for some distance, depending on the wind play. Threw these at Goat, just mashed on them on, what was that, hole 8, the one that has the tree stump up top. Need to get my aim down a little bit better with the form, but man, the tailwind, barely any headwind, money. Loving how these fly. Next are, of course, D2s. I've gotten these down to basically 2 of each one that I like. Again, after this, after playing Goat, I really found which ones I like the best. The D2s, the ones that I have been throwing, are all pretty flippy. Kind of interesting, especially into a headwind. But this 169 blue one is by far the biggest bomber. I throw it on a hyzer, flips up, it rides right, it comes back. I throw it flat high, it rides over, comes back. I think I threw one of the longest drives I had on hole 1 at Goat with this thing. It was friggin' money. Then I threw this on 16, this D2, this max weight pop top 750G D2. It's kind of flippy in a weird way. Like in the beginning, it wants to flip up, it wants to ride over, but the moment it slows down just a tiny bit, this thing just wants to hook up and end. It doesn't want to slowly come out of it. It just wants to whoop. It kind of flips up, comes around, and it is boom. I threw this on 16 into the headwind. Started out a little left. Oh geez, someone almost got into an accident. Came up, flipped, and it landed right in the middle. It was friggin' beautiful. So these two, the D2s, I'm really digging them. There's a couple others in there. I might, depending on, I'll probably do some field work and maybe add one or take one of these out. But right now, these two are my favorite that I threw. Now to the D1s, D1 Maxes, I should say. Loving this D1 Max. This is a 400 plastic D1 Max. I really dig this thing. Love it, love it, love it. Just throw it flat straight. It gets a little bit of turn, but not really. I threw this on hole 3 at Goat. From the back, making the par 4 on the back high tee pad, and it came down, got a little bit, and longest drive I've ever thrown on that one, and it went into the grass. Like, I'm usually over by the short tee pad. The grass is probably 60, 70 feet ahead of that. Not that far, but it feels like it's that far sometimes. But this one was yummy. Then I have this one. This D1 is a 173 flatter top D1. Flippy too. Again, not too much, but it'll handle the headwind if I throw it with a decent amount of hyzer. Gets a little ride and comes back. So I've been learning to have to hyzer flip a lot, which I'm not mad at. It's not something I'm great at, and I'm definitely want to learn to be better at. Now, 19 minutes. That's not too bad. For the meat hooks of the bag, the utility discs, we've got this H2 750G plastic, 750 plastic H2. That thing is a blunt workhorse. The wind ain't doing jack squat to this, but neither is my arm. Even with my sidearm, I can't get a whole lot of distance even on against the grain. It's meant to dump out and fight the wind. Then, thank you again, Darren, so much. The X1, the out of production X1. This thing is not only beautiful, flies beautifully, backhand, sidearm, whatever it is, it'll do it as a utility disc in dump and fight, and really loved throwing these at goat. So pretty much that's the bag right now, guys. Let's take a look real quick. So here's the bag. We got the Zuka cart. Saves my back. Thank you very much. I know I have an innovative. Don't look at that. But this would be the bag for the most part, with my pouch to hold my putters. Got All Might, big and strong. Sometimes I feel that way. And then I got Skinny All Might, because sometimes that's how I feel. But and as you can see, I'm a bit of a nerdy geek. That's quite all right. So anyways, over, out. Let's do this.